Hello everyone. Welcome to Motivational Journey in Life. Today I will share with you a very good topic about boundaries that make women respect you. A man of true value doesn't need to demand respect. The way he lives commands it naturally. Respect doesn't come from words or compromise. It comes from consistent actions, discipline, and the firm boundaries he sets and refuses to break. Women aren't attracted to empty promises, loud declarations, or weakness disguised as emotional openness. They observe how you stand your ground, how you say no calmly but firmly. That's when they recognize your real worth, a man they can't manipulate or push too far without consequences. If you allow someone, especially the woman you love, to cross your boundaries without response, you begin to dim your own light. You stop being the man she admires and become someone predictable, easily led, and easily replaced. Your value isn't found in how much you please others, it's in your ability to remain centered in who you are. When you live by your principles, you don't just earn respect, you become irreplaceable. Reclaiming inner power, 10 core principles of a high-value man. In a world where values seem upside down, where loud voices get the most attention, where emotional fragility is praised, and masculinity is dismissed, one truth remains unchanged. A real man does not beg for respect, he creates it through how he lives. Respect doesn't come from charming words. Women, colleagues, and society don't respect what you say, they respect the boundaries you uphold, the discipline you show, and your ability to say no without fear of being left behind. And when you allow others to repeatedly cross your lines without consequence, you lose their respect, and you become replaceable. Here are 10 core principles to help you reclaim your personal power, remain grounded, and become the kind of man people can't ignore. 1. Never tolerate disrespect. Every time you let a subtle insult slide, you're teaching people it's okay to treat you poorly. Respect is not earned by being agreeable, it's protected by strong boundaries. And boundaries only matter when enforced. When someone, a woman, colleague, or friend, belittles or disrespects you, whether through passive-aggressive remarks or intentional neglect, don't react emotionally. Respond with action. Pull back. Step away. Stop investing your time. Because every time you stay silent and remain present, you're saying, I accept this. I don't deserve better. 2. Protect your inner peace. Your peace of mind is your most valuable asset. The world is full of noise, news, social media, drama. All of it can drain your energy and distract your focus. A high-value man knows not every battle is worth fighting, not every comment is worth responding to, and not every person deserves a reaction. You don't need to win every argument. Sometimes, the greatest victory is walking away with your calm intact. Learn to exit chaos without letting it steal your mind. 3. Keep your mystery, don't overshare too soon. You don't need to open up right away to be loved. In fact, doing so often kills attraction. Women aren't drawn to what you reveal, they're intrigued by what they don't yet know. Attraction lies in gradual discovery. Your silence can be more captivating than 100 confessions. A real man doesn't hide, he reveals himself intentionally, piece by piece, through actions, presence, and quiet consistency. 4. Discipline yourself daily. Discipline is the highest form of self-love. You don't need to chase validation when you're a man with direction, who trains his body, hones his skills, and moves relentlessly toward his goals. True attraction comes not from trying to impress, but from quietly building your value. When you develop your body, your mind, and your purpose with discipline, your presence speaks louder than any words. 5. Set and maintain high standards. Your value is not in what you say, it's in what you tolerate. When you let emotions dictate your behavior, you weaken your boundaries. Be willing to say no, even when it makes others uncomfortable. Dare to reject anything that compromises the man you're becoming. Because others learn how to treat you based on how you treat yourself. 6. Maintain sacred distance. Between a man and a woman, there should always be a sacred distance. Not coldness, but a reserved mystery. That distance fuels attraction. It allows curiosity, desire, and the thrill of pursuit to grow. When you tell all, reveal everything, and open your heart too early, you destroy that mystery. You go from being a challenge to being a finished story. The most attractive man is the one she still wants to understand, still wants to explore. 7. Own your emotions. Emotions are part of being human. But how you manage them defines your maturity. A grounded man doesn't offload his emotions onto others. He doesn't turn his partner into his therapist. He doesn't dump his struggles just to be comforted. He feels deeply, but acts with control. He moves through pain calmly. He heals in silence. You don't need to suppress emotion, but you must manage it with clarity and self-awareness. 8. Don't seek weak sympathy. Seeking pity is a quiet form of surrender. When you share your story just to be consoled, you trade in your strength. Women don't want a man who needs saving. They want a man who stands tall, even when wounded. Share only when your words serve a purpose, not just to feel better. Never make others responsible for your healing. 9. Master emotional control. Don't react impulsively. A powerful man isn't emotionless, he simply refuses to let emotions drive his actions. When others shift tone, withdraw, or test you with words, never react instantly. Anyone can get angry or upset. But few have the power to feel deeply and still remain composed. Be the man who stays unshaken in the storm, steady as a mountain. No panic. No chaos. No manipulation. 10. Be willing to walk away when your values are compromised. A real man never begs to be loved, kept, or understood. He stays only when the situation matches his standards, and he walks when respect is lost. Whether it's a job, a relationship, or a friendship, you must be willing to leave when your worth is being diminished. True connection doesn't come from dependency. It comes from two whole people choosing each other with aligned values. You must love yourself more than your comfort. Because if you don't protect your value, no one else will. Conclusion: create respect, never beg for it. When you live with discipline, hold firm boundaries, maintain mystery, and master your silence, you don't need to ask for respect. You make it impossible for others not to give it. Walk with quiet confidence. Let your standards determine who enters your life. And when you live by these principles, not just women, but the entire world, will see you differently. As a man who knows who he is, and doesn't need permission to be it. Become the unmovable man. When you live with a clear purpose, unshakable discipline, and non-negotiable boundaries, you don't need to demand respect, you naturally attract it. Respect doesn't come from words or pleading. It comes from how you act when no one is watching, how you hold your ground when tested, and how consistent you are between what you say and what you do. Be the unmovable man, quiet, deep, steady, and mysterious. No need to show off. No need to argue. Let your calm and presence speak louder than any words. In a world that grows noisier and more unstable by the day, your composed silence is what sets you apart. Let others feel you through your actions, not your speech. Let your life standards be the natural filter for who gets to stay in your life. Remember this. Respect is not something you beg for, it is the result of how you live. And when you live according to your principles, you don't just earn respect. You inspire it in everyone around you. If you find the video interesting, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel to watch more interesting videos.